Okay, let's check this out because this is a very interesting cover because it features this CG image that is very strange because you are used to Goosebumps covers, being a handmade illustration, and this is all CG, and the character does not look like that at all. Here he is, nothing like that. You can barely see him there, but yeah, even by far you can see that it's not closely resembling this, which looks far better. But yeah, I don't remember when I found this at the flea market. Let's see. Comic books are fun until they reach out and grab you. Attack of the Mutant Part 1 and Part 2. Skipper Matthews has an awesome comic book collection. His favorite? The Masked Mutant, the story of an evil, power-mad supervillain who is out to gain control of the universe. One day, while lost in a strange part of town, Skipper discovers a building that mysteriously resembles the mutant's secret headquarters. A building that magically disappeared. 1996 Protocol GB Productions Incorporated, all rights reserved. Phantom of the Auditorium. So there's another episode? Phantom of the Auditorium. When Brooke gets the lead in a school play about a phantom, she's thrilled until the nightmares begin. At school, there's a talk of a real phantom who has hunted the auditorium for years. 1995 Protocol GB Productions Incorporated. All rights reserved. Not rated. Alright, so yeah. Let's. I want to see there's no manual. I'm not sure if it had a manual or not. The CD looks pretty good. Let's watch it. I'm actually really excited for this one because overall, October is my favorite month of the year. Autumn is my favorite season. Not only because of the whole celebration of Halloween, but also because simply the weather is kind of perfect. It's not too cold yet, but it's not hot, so that helps a lot. But that sort of chilly, windy weather, that sensation of breezy melancholy that this season has. It gets impregnated in your skin. The color of the sky is different. The season is changing. Winter is approaching. It's not here yet, but it's approaching. Sometimes it's rainy a little bit, not too much. And just feel really comfortable. It's a very natural environment for nostalgia, I think. And nostalgia tends to get you into comfortable places from your past. The dead leaves in the air, the memories, the last days before winter arrives and everything freezes over and the year ends, bringing the imminent approachment of the future, which is unknown but promising in a way, and overall very uncertain. For me, more than actual New Year's Eve, this season is the season that makes me reflect on my life and the past, the year that just went by, and there's always so much in the future approaching. But you on the fact that you have uh, monsters and ghosts and horror and all these creepy things and like fun shit and all that crap. And you just make the perfect, almost kind of unreal celebration, which is like so perfect for me that it's like, dude, it's almost unbelievable that it's something that actually exists. And as I was saying, nostalgia gets you into comfortable places of your past, things that you left behind, and you feel good about revisiting. And things from my childhood obviously get me into that cozy place. But to be honest, my childhood is not really my favorite phase of my life. It's actually teenagehood, which is ironic because it was my worst era. Probably that's why I'm so nostalgic for it, to be honest. It's so weird because I was talking about all these like warm memories and all that, and I don't have any warm memories from my teenage years at all. So maybe the reason why I miss my teenage years
even more than childhood, is maybe not because I miss them at all. I don't miss them at all. What I miss, I think, is the youth, is the chance to be young again, that young again, which brings the opportunity to restart and set things straight this time. Instead of my childhood where I also had trouble, but for the most part I enjoyed it. I started having problems later on, around puberty or something. That's where the actual serious things started to happen. I don't wish to be a kid anymore. I can remember and be and enjoy memories from my childhood, but I don't wish. I can just enjoy that and let it be, and that's it. But unlike the nostalgia I feel from my teenage years, where I sort of deep inside wish I could go back and set things straight, set things right, make the best of those wasted opportunities. That sort of beautiful youth that I never really had. And I never will, because I'm never gonna be 15 again, or 19 again, or even 20 again. But I'm rambling too much again. I always do this. I'm never gonna build an audience at this rate. We were in Goosebumps. I started talking about the wrong nostalgia, not early 2000s nostalgia, 90s one. Uh, so anyway, sorry about that. I'm not gonna re-record everything. That's it. Sorry about that. The Goosebumps. I used to watch this show after school with a friend in Fox Kids, and I haven't seen it ever since. So I was curious. I have those DVDs that I bought a million years ago. So yeah, I was curious. Just imagine, I haven't seen an episode of Goosebumps ever since. Almost over 20 years already. I mean, I'm 30, what, 5 right now? Sometimes I forget. I don't celebrate my birthday, so sometimes I forget. Goosebumps used to air around when I was like in fourth grade. So yeah, I used to enjoy it, and let's just get on with it. I went too long with the whole rant, and now I kind of ruined the whole video. The whole pacing. I wanted to say other things. I don't have time anymore. So yeah, the menu's kind of cool. You don't see the character like that. The character that's not gonna look like that. Um, Moving on now.
Well, this episode is about a kid, some nerdy kid who loves to read comics. Can you imagine if the mutant in this episode looked anything like the way they draw him in the comic, all like Venom with all the fangs and everything? That would be pretty cool. But they don't. Spoiler alert. The mom though, that actress looks older like the older sister of that actress. What's the name of that actress? That really pretty actress from uh, the hot chick from Starship Troopers and like James Bond and whatnot. Something else, many other things. I don't know that one. You know the one. You know the actress, right? The one that looks exactly like this mom. That one. Oh, I get it. So the kid loves comics and his dad looks just like Clark Kent. Was that intentional? Probably. Or not. I'm willing to think it was intentional.
Silver Swan. This is the first edition. Do you know how
It's the first edition. Oh my god. People in the 90s with their comics. They're not gonna worth shit, kid. They're 90s comics. 90s comics are the NFT of the 90s. 90s comics are the Beanie Babies of the 90s. They're worthless. They are just a bunch of sloppy shit made for a market, purposely made to make people go crazy and speculate and get greedy and lose their money and think that they're actually holding something of value. Yeah, right. When you're manufacturing something for the sole purpose of speculation and being collectible, it's better off dead and burned alive. Just saying.
it's unhealthy? You don't pay attention to anything else.
It's not healthy. You don't pay attention to anything else. Sounds like the average NFT investor. Remember, if you're already not healthy and you're not paying attention to anything else, it's time to stop. You're a part of the problem. You're making the world a slightly worse place, little by little. God damn. Mom. After that shit, I don't know why she hasn't just divorced the fuck out of him. Damn. Fuck. And look. Yo. So, the mutant is getting out of the comic. I gotta say, the effect is absolutely corny and cheap, but I like it. I dig it. It's effective. It's really effective. It's pretty good. So Georgie boy here, and by the way, yeah, you cannot tell me he does not look like a little Jason Alexander in this frame right here. Yeah, he does. And his friend, he has a friend. And he was a nerd too, a rock nerd. So I never noticed that this kid is so obsessed with rocks that he's part of a rock club that which has their own jerseys. What the fuck? Rock climber? They have their own like pen pals jersey? Dude, who's paying for this shit? How much money they're making with their club? How are they making money? Who is like their leader? What's the rock subculture? Are they called the rock bottom? The underground, the rock bottom underground society of. Okay, I'll stop. It's not funny. I get it. I admit it. It's not funny, but I don't regret my jokes. Gee, I used to collect rocks when I was a kid. I was that kid. What am I kidding? I still do. Look, a rock. So the mutant is spying on them. How are they not? How is everybody not being able to see the mutant? Some douchebag in a blue costume, in a shitty blue cosplay. I mean, how's anybody not noticing that? Look, more rocks. I mean, I would assume they would point it out and be like, "You look at that fucking, yo, check out that fucking doofus over there. What the fuck? They're all kids. They're gonna point that shit out. Trust me. And they're gonna make fun of him. A couple of the dorkiest one, a couple of absolute dorks are gonna be like, yo, that's awesome. You thought I was kidding with the rocks? Bitch, you thought I was kidding? And they're gonna be into it. But the rest of them are gonna make fun of him, trust me. So I'm guessing that it's just that he's invisible. All I see is a tree with nothing behind it. So okay, back to the plot. Little Constanza here, Georgie boy, meets a girl in the bus on his way back home. Because of, by the mercy of God, she happens to fucking like comics too. And she sees a boy with a comic book in his hands. And she's like, oh, okay, wow, a boy with a comic book in his hands. I gotta talk to him. So she does. And now they're friends. They're friends now. And now they're besties. Hey, you can tell this kid is an actual true nerd. The one girl ever that likes comics and decides to talk to him. By the way, look, this is showing like it's more rocks. This is very rare. No, it's not that rare, but it's a cool rock. And the first thing he does is trash the fucking comics that she likes. That's a nerd move right there. That's real smooth, kid. That you got some game right there. You got game. The one girl. I never noticed that Goosebumps advertisement in the episode though. Yeah, sure. That the girl is gonna be checking him out. Like, ooh. So okay, the kid gets the wrong stop because he was too distracted arguing with the girl about the galloping gazelle.
Oh my god.
And he finds himself in a different place that he doesn't know, and there's the lamp right there. I was gonna say something else. I was gonna make a very phallic joke, but it's not really granted. Doesn't look that dirty. It looks more like a lamp. So back home, little Georgie boy and Little, who is he? He's not Jerry. It's not really Kramer. Who is he? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I'm losing steam here because I can't really find like too many clever things to say. Even though I'm actually enjoying the Goosebumps episode, but I can't really think of, I don't know, like interesting or funny things to say or whatever. I have to be honest. I'm actually struggling a lot. I do not quit. I hate quitting, so I'm not quitting on this episode. I'm just gonna keep pushing. Nobody's watching anyways. I mean, the other episodes that I did, the Ginger Snaps and the Freddy Krueger episodes, were actually better than this. And they got like, uh, one has like 0 views, the other one has like 6, and the other one has like 5 or something. In BitChute they have more, but in YouTube, nothing. It's bad because that means I don't get interaction, I don't get to grow. It's good because that means that nobody's watching and nobody really like can complain about my fuck ups or anything like that. Nobody, I can say whatever I want. Nobody has any idea of the things that I say later on in my videos because nobody watches them. Nobody watches that far. So in a sense, it's kind of liberating to just say whatever I want. So, Dad, don't you ever sleep? Like you're stalking your kid in the middle of the night? And yeah, right. He's actually gonna be reading algebra. Come on, Dad. You know how it is. So little Georgie boy is still obsessing about the comic day at night. Next day, he goes to see if he can find the little base building thing. He just can't find it. It's gone. You think she's having hardcore sexual fantasies about that? That stud? Yeah, she is. To escape her boring marriage? Yeah, she is. Have you seen how cold Dad's shoulder is? She is totally masturbating at night, trust me.
Can't be.
Oh yeah.
It's not possible.
So the new issue of the comic arrived and the kid noticed something there that's impossible. I wonder what it is. It was that he's been appearing in the comic and the comic has been relating the things that are happening in real life. And his friend is like, dude, you kidding me, bro? Admittedly, it sounds pretty stupid. So I would have been like that kid over there. I would have been like, yo, for real? And he likes rocks too, like me. No wonder I couldn't find a nickname for that kid. His nickname is Toni. It's me. He kinda looks like me a little bit now that I think about it. Take off the glasses? Oh gee. Fuck. Little ToniLarios there. It all makes sense now. It all adds up. I was not expecting that. Oh god. It was me all along. Oh my god. I was wrong. It was me all along. So obviously he goes back to try to figure out what's happening. The girl's there. She doesn't believe him, but turns out it was true. The thing was actually there, it's just invisible. So I want to point out the architecture of this whole thing. More than comic book aesthetic, I get a feel of like a Nickelodeon game show studio leftover, something like that. It's all mismatched, nothing goes together. It's all just like a vomiting of color and things that don't belong with each other. I don't know what the whole planning
I
affair
don't
was
feel
here.
anything. I try to scare you or
Ooh,
something.
that's what she said, alright. God damn. Damn. The only girl who was willing to talk to you, man. I just want to point that out. The only girl. So they obviously start to wander around the building to look for answers. Again, with the aesthetic of the building, I feel like there's something cool there. It's just not visible. Am I being able to explain myself well enough? I don't know. So okay, they were starting to wander around and more and more and more deeper into the building. They got separated, they got lost, and Georgie boy, he found a room, like a really Apple store looking room with just blank and white walls and like hyper ultra minimalistic aesthetic with a table and like comic sheets, fresh comic sheets. It's an original Rob Liefeld. But wait,
Whoa.
somebody was lurking.
Why the picture of me?
That doesn't look like you.
Who's there? Libby? Libby, is that you? Libby? Are you down here?
Alright, I don't want to blame the show for how flat this video has been. At least I feel it. At least I feel that it's been kind of flat.
So it's a
Or maybe I haven't really been feeling the episode too much, and that's why, I don't know. I just don't really feel that fulfilled with this video for whatever reason. But
That's interesting.
I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna edit it, and I'm gonna make it anyways, cause I always push forward. I never quit. I'm hard-headed like that. Although I don't call it hard-headed. I know hard-headed people, and I'm not. But I am determined, and I like making videos, and I like recording myself. Can you notice that? And this episode's a two-parter, so I'm gonna do the other one later. So for the first time ever, because I have made way better videos than this one, and I am not sure if anybody has actually stayed till the final thing. I know for a couple of them they have, but I feel that this one has not been one of my strongest ones. And if anybody actually reached this part, I actually want somebody to tell me. And if I see something, I'm gonna lose my shit. Okay, so I don't want to blame the episode for my lack of involvement in the story or anything, even though I feel that this has to be one of the weakest episodes of the series. This is the first episode I see ever since I was like in 4th grade or something. So you don't know, I don't know. I don't know the standard, but I wasn't really too much into it. That I do know. And that is it for part 1.
What the fuck's that volcano there? Fucking Earth is opening up? Gateway to hell or something? The fuck is that? The fuck's going on there? Like seriously? What the? Let's see. I don't know if I should cross. It's kind of a long way. If it wasn't for this damn car, I could have crossed. Oh, now there's more cars coming. And I'm not gonna have time. And then these cars are not gonna let me, and they're gonna be too slow, and then there's another. Oh, never mind. No, it's just a fire. No volcano or anything.